everyone, it's Lydia here at Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. Today is Monday, September 1st, 2025, and I want to welcome you to my Flosstube video. If you're new, I hope that you find something you like and find a reason to subscribe and come back in the future. And if you're returning, I want to thank you for coming to spend some more time with me today. So, August was a very busy month for me. At the beginning of the month, I went to the Grace Notes Fabrics Retreat in Pennsylvania, and I had a great time there. I was going through making my notes for the video today, and I realized that I had a finish in the month of August that I totally forgot about. So I have a finish to show you, and then I have 2 new starts and a total of 7 projects. So let's get into it, shall we? So August was my highest stitching month to date. I did 21,036 stitches. So I had time off to go to the Grace Notes retreat, and then I also had a week off at the end of the month, during which I just stitched. So that's why my numbers are up this month. So of those stitches, 17,210 were full coverage stitches, and 3,826 were non-full coverage stitches. So let's get into the projects, shall we? So first, I'm going to show you my finished object, and this is Beware of Sharks, and here's my finish. So this pattern, the original pattern, has an orange kitten, and my sister asked me to make this for her cat, who is a black tuxedo kitten. So I changed the light orange to $37.99 and the dark orange to $3.10. And in the month of August, I did 521 stitches over 6 days. So I was using this for like a daily 30 kind of piece. So just 50 or 60 stitches here or there. And I wrapped it up for a finish, and I got this finished at the retreat. So I was able to ring the bell, and that was very exciting. So that's my finish. And then while I was at the retreat, you got extra tickets for door prizes if you had to start on Grace Notes fabrics. So I, of course, needed to get some Grace Notes fabrics for a new start. I was already planning on starting this, and I just needed to get the right fabric for it. So this is Pixie Lane, and this is from Pine Needles, and this is what it'll look like when it's finished. This was a free kind of stitch along on their website a few years ago, and I'm no longer able to find it on their website, so I'm thankful that I downloaded it and saved those patterns at that time, but I don't think it's available anymore. And here's my start. So this is 32 count lugana in the color Frock Prints by Grace Notes. And I did 1,903 stitches on this in the month of August over 15 days. So since I finished Beware of Shark, this became my new daily 30 piece, and I've just been working on it for 30 minutes a day, most days of the week. So the first house with the little flower blossom on top, I started and finished that one at the retreat, and then I went back to other projects. So doing daily 30 stitching, I've started and completed the second house and started on the third house. And I think this is just so cute. I find myself sitting and I'm like, you know what? I really want to stitch a mushroom house. And I think that a lot. I'm just like, I want to be stitching on mushrooms. So I'm happy to do this one, and I can't wait to see it finished. So that was my non-full coverage new start. I had another huge full coverage start, which I'll show you in a little bit. But first, I want to finish up my non-full coverage stitching. So the other non-full coverage piece that I worked on is Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place. And this is what it'll look like when it's finished. And I'm stitching this on 32 count LeStrange by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. And this is what it looked like last time I showed it to you. And in the month of August, I did 1,402 stitches over 3 days, and then I put in another 200 stitches this morning on September 1st. So here it is. Let's see if I can get that line to go away. This is on a fat half of fabric, so it's kind of hard to show. But you can see I've got most of the mainsail and the front sail done. This month I've been working down here on this sail. So yeah, happy with my progress on that. This one is going to be a big piece, but I'm enjoying working on it. I've got to say that I just love stitching on the Atomic Ranch fabrics. They're so soft. The needle glides through so smoothly. It's very nice. So I'm very happy with that. Okay, so that is all of my non-full coverage stitching that I did this month. So now I guess I will show you my new full coverage start. This is the largest project I've ever started, and this is supersized color expansion museum shelf. And this is what it'll look like when it's finished. And I'm stitching this on 28 count lugana, 1/1 full cross. And there's no before picture because I just started it. And here's what I've gotten to. So I'm leaving off the gold border around the outside of the picture because I plan on framing it when I'm done. So this piece has 635,452 stitches that I'll be doing. And I did 5,021 stitches over 10 days here in the month of August during my vacation. And so now it is at 0.79% complete. I had really wanted to get this to 1% complete before I showed it to you, but it just didn't work out like that. And I think that 5,000 stitches is a pretty decent start, so I'm happy with it. So you can see, I think this is a blue vase here in the background, and then you can see the start of this painting coming in, and there's a man throwing a discus on the bottom. You can kind of see the diagonal of his arm coming in. So yeah, I'm not sure that I'll ever finish this piece. It's so large, but I kind of needed a break from some of my other pieces, and so I thought it would be nice to work on something that has a lot of small details that you'll be able to see something emerge rather than just a few large focal points of the piece. So I'm excited with that. So that is my huge new full coverage start. So now I'll show you the rest of my full coverage whips. So first up will be Victorian Christmas Eve, and this is what it'll look like when it's done. This is by the Cross Stitch Arts, Sandy Littlejohn and Deborah Lester. And here's a picture of what it looked like last time I showed it to you. And this is stitched on 32 count pearl gray lugana 2/2. And here's where I'm at now. So that's the whole thing. So this month I was working over here, and I was working on the lady in pink and her shawl. So I did 1,277 stitches over 3 days. And you can see the little baby's face coming in. She's holding a little baby. So that's great. So my goal for this is to do 1,200 stitches a month, and then I'll be able to have it finished by next Christmas. I'll have it finished in time to get it framed for next Christmas. So exciting. And this passed 75% complete. It is now 77% complete. So that's great. And I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbor's dog barking. He will literally bark for hours, so I don't know when he'll be done. But hopefully it's not too disruptive for the video. So the next full coverage piece I'll show you. This is Ornament Log Cabin Home, and this is what it'll look like when it's finished. This is artwork by Dominic, Davison, and it is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is a picture of what it looked like last time I showed it to you. So my goal for the month is to do 2,200 stitches in order to get this finished before its 4th birthday next year. And in the month of August, I did 4,517 stitches over 6 days. So here's the whole thing. And I've been working on filling in the cabin. I forgot to look at my before picture, but I think I filled in this diagonal bit of the second story, and I started filling in the main story of the house. Doesn't that just look amazing? So this one is almost at 75% complete. This one is at 73.54% complete. That one's looking really good. Okay, and then the last project I want to show you is Once Upon a Fairytale, and this is what it will look like when it's finished. And this is artwork by Jenna, Della, Grottaglia, Maldonado, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And here's what it looked like in my last video. And this is stitched on 28 count lugana 1/1 full cross. I forgot to say, I think that the Ornament Log Cabin Home is 1/1 on 25 count lugana, and Once Upon a Fairytale is 28 count lugana. And if I ever forget, I always put the information in the description box below the video, so you can always check that out there if you have any questions about what a project was called or what kind of fabric it was worked on. So my goal for Once Upon a Fairytale is to do 7,600 stitches a month for the next 3 months to get it to 25% complete by the end of the year. And here's what it's looking like right now. And in the month of July, I did this page down here with the clasp of the door. So I did 8,395 stitches over 15 days, and I hit 20% complete. It's now at 20.05% complete. So I stitched this page, and let's try this. Okay, I stitched this page and I got to start on this page. So for the month of September, I'm going to work on finishing off this page, and hopefully I'll get a good start into the next page below it. But like I said, my goal is only 7,600 stitches this month, and that should be pretty achievable. So those are all of my projects. Just a recap of my plans. So I'm going to continue stitching on Pixie Lane as my daily 30 piece most days of the week. And then I need to do 1,200 stitches on Victorian Christmas Eve, 2,200 stitches on Ornament Log Cabin Home, 7,600 stitches on Once Upon a Fairytale, and then I'll sprinkle in my other projects as I have time. I do generally like to stitch on all of my projects every month. So we'll see what kind of work I can get in on Museum Shelf, how I can fit it into my current rotation, and see what I can get done this month. So thank you all for coming to spend some time with me. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and look at my projects. And I hope you have a great stitching month, and I will see you at the end of September. Bye everyone.